Here we are, people. EP stream number 3 for today. We have eliderp debut EP on Halcyon, Azimuth, I think, or Azimuth. 5 tracks, 22 minutes long. Very excited to be getting into this one. We have a couple of collaborations. Me personally, just been enjoying eliderp stuff a lot ever since I started getting into it. It's just very detailed. Very musically on point. Production is pretty insane. Just a lot of ambition, just a lot of colour, a lot of flavour woven in as well. I think everything I've heard so far from eliderp I have enjoyed in a significant way, at least one factor, one kind of element, if you will. I'm just looking forward to how that's going to translate over an EP on a big label, and we're going to dive into it right now. Kicking off with this opener, Can't Explain. Ooh. Oi! Yeah, pretty powerful stuff so far. Emphatic, sorry. Very alarming, in your face. The production is powerful. Like, it's just got it's got a lot of body to it. The presence, you can feel its presence quite strongly. Oh, eliderp's here. eliderp's here. What up? But yeah, it's powerful stuff. Like, it's whacking you in the face, whilst also being quite colourful and just quite sprightly. There was an extent to which I felt a bit more could have happened in the progression to that drop. Just a little bit more going on, but we did get that in the initial section of that first drop. Again, just very in your face, and I enjoyed the kind of tense feeling that we got with the introduction as well. And this is quite dreamy and mysterious as well, this kind of midsection. Yeah, the musicality here, it is on point. Again, like, there's a lot going on, but it just feels so clean and concise with the execution. My days, fuck. Oh. Wavy, wobbly. Those little Space Jam kind of sounds, they're getting me going as well. Huh. Still got 20 seconds to go as well. Bum, 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 bum. That one for me was a very powerful statement-making kind of opener. I enjoyed the tense. It had a bit of a grimace to it, that introduction, bubbling under the surface kind of vibe, and you just know that it was going to explode. And the musicality, which was established in that first section, was good as well. It's running through the whole thing. Well, not the whole thing, not the heaviness, but it runs through all the interlude stuff. Builds as well are intricately done with the percussion to the heaviness. I think there are both positive and not negative, I think that's quite strong, but just stuff that I would have maybe done a little bit different myself. But the first drop, I think in the progression, there were definitely moments where I felt maybe a bit more could have been going on, just a few more gaps filled. Just had a bit of a static feel to it, whereas just before that, in the initial hit of that first drop, it was, you know, it was a lot going on. There was a lot of space being filled. The percussion, very powerful. I think having that contrast and that kind of difference, that separation between that first half of the first drop and the second half as it went on was just quite stark, I think, the difference in the amount that was going on. And then the second half of the second drop, that had more of a kind of hollow feel to it when it comes to the initial hit, with those kind of industrial clangs that we get. The feeling is still there, but it just had a bit more of a hollow kind of outlay to it, I would say. But then again, that one, as it goes on, is more active than the first drop. You know, its progression just has more going on, flows easier. It just has more available to kind of get into and appreciate, I think. Kicking off the continuation with Petrify. Question and answer going on there. Ooh. That's beautiful. Oh, the musicality, stop it. Shivers and tingles down my spine, stop it. Oh man. Ooh. Woo. Oh, this is stunning so far. It's not doing too much. It's just keeping to a specific idea. Not, you know, convoluting or distracting from that idea, just keeping it quite tunnel vision-esque with what it's going for, you know. I like that. Man, I'm holding my hands up. This tune is big. Big, 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 big. Yeah. Oh, beautiful track. Oh. Where are we at? 15 seconds to go. Ooh. Great song. Fuck. Oh, really liking that. Really, really liking that tune. I might have to go out on a limb and say that this is my favourite tune I've heard so far today. Everything about it. Oh, that was good. It's not often in bass music that you get a proper, genuine shiver. Do you know what I mean? Just kind of making its way right down your spine. I mean, without wanting to make it overly sensual, but genuinely, I mean, that fucking got me. The chilled, laid back, soothing, blissful nature and delivery of that tune in the first half, just kind of swimming along, stream-like, beautiful stuff. D&B of the liquid variety, to be fair, not overly bassy, and the musicality that we got established in the introduction again was very, very good, very nice, opened it up very well, and quite seamless and effortless in its goodness. You know, nothing feels out of place here. The elements are working together really well. The overall feeling of it, it's just so nice. It's just such a relaxed and feel good vibe in that first half. Really enjoying it. Often I feel forced in a way to enjoy a piece of music, which should obviously never be the case, but sometimes I do feel like I just could do that little bit more, just push that little bit further. And so I feel like I'm in a position where I'm almost forcing myself to enjoy it because it is good, but it doesn't quite make that final step. But that is just doing all the right stuff. And in that second half as well, with the kind of the heavier breakdown we get, very, very good. But next up, we have a powerhouse of a collaboration right here. eliderp and Noir. Fly So High is the name of this middle tune, and collaboration with Noir. Here we go. Let's get into it, shall we?
Fly so high sometimes. Fly so high sometimes.
Yeah! Nice vocal from Noir there.
Fly so high sometimes that I can touch the sky. Fly so high sometimes. I can touch the sky.
Jeez, 5 minutes long. 5.25 minutes long. Let's go.
I can touch the sky.
Oi! Woohoo! Yeah. Wait. Wowzers, 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 wowzers. Top stuff. The vocal, I loved the refrain of "Fly So High Sometimes." I was like, you know, it's got a bit of a mysterious vibe to it. Not sure exactly what's being said. The next bit, the following bit with "Reaching Up to the Sky" was a little bit more naff, I have to admit, lyrically. But I think as a whole vocal, it is good. The delivery's good. The first drop, the drop we just got, initially I was like, oh, feels a bit static. Don't know quite what it's going to do, but the way the percussion picked it up was just perfect. And then musically, arrangement-wise, just excelling so far, liking it. It's got the melodic flavour of both just kind of woven together with the sharpness and just impressive construction overall. With a pretty decent idea. Yeah.
I can touch the sky. I can touch the sky.
Ooh. Oi. Oh, this bit. Oh. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. I have to admit, the first hit of that second drop I wasn't quite as big on, but the way it picked up, oh my, the flow, the placement of all those sounds, fuck. Vocally, sensational. Not only Noir's vocal, which, to be fair, in points, lyrically, at points, a little bit more naff than that main refrain that we got, for me anyway. But definitely, you know, that refrain of "Fly So High Sometimes," that's sensational. That is a peach. But not only Noir's vocal, but also the vocal samples that we got kind of chopped in the heaviness. They're going, "Mama clap minute," you know, all that kind of stuff. Really liking those. I think they just fit in, slot in absolutely perfectly. Like, I was like, ooh, this heaviness getting me going. The percussion, it's tricksy. I'm liking that. And then fucking out of nowhere, "Mama clap minute," you know, I was like, wow. I think there were moments in both drops, whether it was the first part or the progression of each one, where again, could have maybe had just a little bit more going on just to maintain that flow. just a little bit more, just make it that, give it that bit more of a swing and a swagger. But those moments weren't, you know, plenty on that track, if I'm being honest. For the most part, I come out of that one just thinking about the hard hitting stuff, the colour of it, again, the arrangement and the production, pretty much front to back on that one. One thing I did want to note on as well, a couple of weird, little bit iffy melodic moments in the midsection in particular. Not sure that it felt like to me that there was a proper aim, the kind of direction of it. The sound itself was nice, but just felt maybe a little bit aimless with the melodic direction. It's the kind of tune where there's so much going on, so many little nuggets of sound that you just kind of, that you want to explore more and hear more. I'm never going to be able to mention everything and remember everything and just be clear on everything I think with a tune that long and that detailed with so much going on after one listen. Like, it's impossible. That's why I'm kind of like, that's the thing that I don't enjoy about doing these streams and these kinds of live reviews, whatever, is that you don't have a properly like formed opinion. You've only heard it once, so you know, you're just kind of going off what you can remember. And I don't want to do that song any kind of injustice by, you know, forgetting stuff or not remembering certain bits that I really liked, because like ultimately there's so much good going for that number. So I'm just remembering what kind of sticks out from what I remember. So yeah, bottom line, again, kind of like the opener, I think. Very good, very, very good, with pretty much all elements, and just a couple of things that I would have maybe enhanced or changed a little bit myself. But moving on from there, we have the penultimate cut on the EP, Azimuth, and it is Blade. What's my hand doing here? What's that doing? A bit more D&B, why not? Just bursting with colour out of nowhere. Nice kind of blooming. Okay, around halfway through. Yeah, just a very pleasant tune. Again, kind of like Petrify, enjoying the vibe, the soothing feel of it, the stream-like quality of it. Just kind of swimming along. I like that, bit of a liquid D&B feel to it. The production is insane. I mean, it's just got such a warm feel to it. Feels like I've said this quite a few times in the recent past, but you know, just enveloping you like a blanket, that kind of thing. I would say that Petrify in comparison just has a bit more style quality to it for me personally. Just a bit more engaging with the musicality. But I mean, I think the production here in this one is more overtly and clearly rounded. It's a bit more at the forefront, a bit more available, if you get me. Those kind of neuro-y wubs really pushing themselves to the forefront. Yeah, I think the production just becomes a bit more available in this one, which is nice. I like it. drums are... The percussion overall in this tune is pretty sensational. I mean, Shark's just mentioning it there, but it is... it's pretty fucking delightful. I think I've said pretty much everything I have to say on that one. A very blissful D&B, liquidy, dreamy, soothing kind of number. Enjoying it quite a bit. Not quite so much as Petrify, which goes for a similar kind of vibe. That one for me just having a bit more star quality with the musicality and the invention as well. This one just having a bit more of a drawn out, almost a woozy feel to it, you know, just quite you feel like you're in a bed of radiant colourful flowers. That's the vibe I'm getting from that one. And just a bit more laid back, a bit more chilled, not quite as out there, you know, not sticking itself out there conceptually, but the production on that one, I think, making itself more available as something that is just properly excelling and insane. Yeah, that one I am enjoying. I'm enjoying it for what it is, basically. It's you know, again, not quite as but moving on, we have the closer, Destination Gone NSA, another collaboration that I am looking forward to a lot.
I got lost the other day, cause I didn't know my destination. So I sat and prayed, and I thank the Lord for all my blessings, cause I got another day. And at that moment the tears just kept rolling down my face. An overwhelming realization of how much I took this life for granted set upon me. Cause I didn't need to exist upon this planet, but he chose me to be the one who was born into my family. And sometimes I feel like I let down my family, cause I do not take advantage of all that life can be. I get caught up in my thoughts, yeah, they just keep on rambling. It's hard for me to focus on the future, my past keeps on constantly reminding me of
sounds nothing like Travis Scott, for fuck's sake. Sounds nothing like it. Flume. Bit of a pretty genuine Flume vibes here, in the best way, you know. It's a massive compliment for sure. I'm gonna just keep letting this one go because I'm feeling a little bit lost in it, getting a little bit lost in it right now. It was almost got me a bit emotional, that bit. It kind of felt like the soundtrack to Freedom.
Minecraft.
There's this image in my head of people just being together, walking through a vast field with loads of colour around you and just sun blaring down and just feeling free, being with people you love and celebrating being alive and, you know, being thankful and grateful. I can keep going on like that, by the way. Had a dreamlike quality to it. But when we're talking more strictly about the music itself, I think we have a vocal and instrumental combination here again that works very well. There's a very clear chemistry here. The progression of it is lovely, and again, it's kind of like, for me, the more stripped back and slowed down equivalent of Blade, in that, you know, not a particular idea shining through here, even though there are moments to hang on to and remember, stuff that's repeated, little motifs and whatnot. Yeah, one where there isn't a particular idea shining through, but it's more about just getting lost in the overall feel of it. You know, it's full of colour, the EP overall. It's got its heavy moments for sure in the preceding four. Absolutely, no one could deny that. So to just break it down and tone it down at that point with that closer, it's just done very effectively. And now I'm just kind of feeling a bit hazy and a little bit dazed and confused, if I'm being honest, because I was put into a bit of a slight slumber, if you will, by that tune, such as the dreamlike quality of it. And if I am gonna round up here. It's just straight up a beautiful EP. The arrangement is very good. It's got a load of colour running through the whole thing. Some of the ideas are very memorable and catchy. It's the exact kind of EP, and I don't say this lightly, where you just have to, for one, marvel at the arrangement, the amount of influences on show here, just how long it would have taken. I mean, eliderp, but you know, when you break down music making and music production, you have to remember that every single sound has been put in there and has a purpose from the producer. When you're listening, you just have to kind of remember that each one of those sounds that you hear, each one is heard very clearly, by the way, throughout the EP, is a choice. And the attention to detail here is just incredible. Some of the ideas within these tunes are more impressive as well than others that we get. When you realise that, you know, time has to be spent, immense amounts of time have to be spent paying attention to those details and adding them in, spending hours on end on a particular sound just to get it perfect and get it right. There aren't moments here on this EP where I'm like, oh, that doesn't quite fit. Well, production wise at least, there aren't really many moments here where I'm like, oh, that feels a bit off, that doesn't quite work. A couple of ideas, a couple of moments here where I was like, maybe just a little bit off, but it's not in a really overtly bad way. It's just things that I might have maybe tweaked a little bit, but they're not plenty. There aren't that many of them here. So basically what I'm trying to say is that the EP has a fantastic flow to it. There's not a lot here, that feels out of place or ill-fitted. And it's just not easy to make music like that. In terms of standouts for me, Petrify would have to be one for sure. I was completely gripped. The Noir probably has the most, even though there are a couple of moments that I'm not entirely sure about, in the middle in particular, the Noir has a lot of star factor to it as well. And then Destination for me is another standout as a kind of breaking down how scenic it is, how atmospheric it is, the way that it paints a picture, puts an image in your head. Like, it's just an EP full of fantastic moments. Tracks that I'm enjoying in their entirety. It's just another Halcyon EP that's just got a lot of ambition and a lot of incredible construction and just assembling arrangement of sound.